Hey everyone, Sarah here. We're going to dive into two little words that completely changed my life. You see, when you lived a life of narcissistic abuse, of emotional abuse and neglect, you think the abuser is bad. You believe the abuser is horrible. And you have proof, testimony for years, for decades, for lifetimes that they are, and that they are the reason for your suffering. But when you really, really sit with, when you're still with, when you're honest with the truth, when you have that moment of clarity, you have this moment of connection, this moment of awareness, this moment of realization that everything around you was outside of you, that everything around you, you believed was happening to you. And the belief that those things were happening to you were causing you, almost forcing you, making you feel and do certain things, things that didn't seem, feel, were the real you. And experiencing that for a long enough time, you begin to realize you're not you. And you blame it on, and you say things like, well, it's because of this. It's because of that. It's because it's because of that time that this happened. And you begin to repeat and retell. You begin to tell again. You begin to say again. And every time you do something again, you give it more power, more strength. And you become more separate, more distant, more connected to that, and more disconnected to yourself, to the real you. The real you just wants to know the truth. And the truth is, it's not the things that happen to you that created you, that define you. The truth is, that's a story we've developed. And we continue to repeat and replay that story to try and protect ourselves from the very things that that story has caused us to believe, to experience, and to feel. The fear, the worry, the blame, can we take it all? The shame that we feel. And in an effort to try and protect ourselves from feeling those things, we create other things. We create barriers of protection. We create stories. We repeat them in hopes that we believe them, in hopes that others believe them, to give us what we want and need. But we believe we don't deserve empathy, compassion, kindness, forgiving, acceptance, understanding of the limitation, of the lack. Well, it's because of this that it's because of them that I can't. This evolution of the stories. And what's underneath all of that is the truth. And there was a moment in the getting so tired of myself telling the same old story, of hearing myself and feeling like you're lying. You're lying to them, you're lying to yourself. It was almost this inner whisper. This, what? What do you mean? It can't be. Where did that come from? What are you talking about? This inner dialogue. And oftentimes we don't hear it, or we go so long without hearing it, and we believe that we can't hear it. But there's an inner longing and a desire to hear it. That's why the yoga and the meditation community, it says, sit, get still, be quiet, listen, and you'll hear. And we try and we believe that we can't. It's always there, the truth. But we distract ourselves and we get so busy doing this and doing that and saying we can't do this because of that. Because there's almost an inner fear of sitting with the truth. And when I sat with that, because there was this part within me that just longed, desired to be with the truth, to have it revealed to me, of going through the layers, the frustration, the anger, all of it, that my body, my heart, my mind, my soul was experiencing, was living, all of that frustration projected out, projected in, projected on to myself and others. And I realized that the longer that continued, the longer I felt the thing I didn't want to feel, the longer I felt separation, the longer I felt anxiety, the longer I felt depression, the longer I felt disconnection. And two little words revealed themselves. And when they revealed themselves, they revealed everything. These two little words, words of power, words of honesty, words of truth, words that I had been avoiding hearing. It's me. It's me. The words that I heard when other words were spoken, when the narcissist spoke words to me, words of truth, words that another narcissist, another person who I thought had destroyed my life in every way, had said, "You're never happy. Nothing is ever good enough for you." And there was a moment of retaliation and rejection for the truth of those words. But when I sat with them, I heard what my own inner voice had been trying to tell me for so long. I just refused to listen. It's me. It's me. This was my depression, my sadness, my unworthiness, my lack of trust, my lack of faith, my lack of hope for anything better to come, my lack of disbelief in the world, in myself, in my place in it. A moment of awakening and realization. It's me. Two little words in a moment that completely transformed my life in every possible way. Allowing myself to hear the words that I was longing to hear, that had been spoken time and time again, that I refused to hear, that I filtered out, that I allowed to be blocked by my own internal pain. It's me. You're right. And a moment where my body, my heart, my soul was filled with gratitude for those two little words. An embodiment of acceptance. Thank you. And the pain that came with that, with the acceptance of the truth. So many of us think the truth will set you free. And we often think that we'll be set free without pain. And it was in the acceptance of the truth of those two little words, it's me, that I allowed myself to finally feel and accept what I had been longing to feel and accept. Freedom and truth. And that opened up the floodgates to pain. It's as if it was trying to move through me and I stopped it. I blocked it. I built up the walls. I built up the dams within me. Those two little words became the key. It's me. Allowing those walls, those dams to come down, allowing all of the emotion that had been built up behind them to move through me, to flow through me, the bullshit excuses I was telling myself, the reasons why I couldn't, and the projection of, and look at them, look at them, look at them, it's because of them that I can't. Finally, allowing the acceptance of the limitations that I had placed on myself, that I was the only one getting in my own way. It wasn't the narcissist. It wasn't the childhood. filled with emotional abuse and neglect. It was me. The limitations that I had placed on myself. The ways that I constantly was on a quest, a search for the one, the person, the one who was going to come into my life and just clean up everything, save me from everything that I had been through and gone through. I realized it was me. It was me not believing in me. It was me not believing in my own personal power. And the reason why I went through what I went through. It was me blocking and not allowing myself to see the purpose in the pain. And in an effort to not see the pain, I simply experienced more of the pain. It was me. It was me that was causing more of what I didn't want to feel. By lying to myself, by not allowing myself to hear the truth that had been there all along. There's no Prince Charming. No one is going to come into your life and clean up all the messes. No one can come into your life and clean up the mind and change your beliefs. It's got to be you. No one else can come in and do it for you. You can look for someone to come in and save you and rescue you. But what you'll find is that no one can, and that's an impossible task. And a lot of pressure to put on someone that you claim to love. And I realized it was me. That's what I had been doing. Accepting. Expecting someone to come in and do the impossible. It's no wonder I was attracting people who loved to be given others' power, who loved to abuse others' power, and who loved to turn it around and use it on them and against them. It was me. It was me that allowed that. It was my beliefs. The beliefs that I had and that I held about myself, holding on to the beliefs that I didn't have what it took. That I wasn't pretty enough, I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't talented enough, I wasn't gifted enough. My beliefs, it's me, and it was me that was holding on to those beliefs. And in that moment of clarity and realization, it's me. It's me who needs to do something about changing them. It's me who needs to go within me and connect and disconnect and reconnect. To let be what was there. To let go of those beliefs that were only hurting me and others. It was me who was brushing everything under the rug and pretending it wasn't there and that I didn't need to change and I was fine and it was everyone else that was the problem. Everyone else needed to change. If only the abuser would stop doing this and start doing that, and if only they would change, then when I realized it was it was me. And it was me that needed to believe in myself enough and love myself enough to set healthy boundaries in place and to clearly articulate and communicate those boundaries so that I could protect me and keep myself safe and not blame others for the reasons that I didn't feel that I was ever safe. It's me. It was me who was clinging on to the labels of trauma from what I had been through for dear life, to have excuses to continue to repeat, recycle, and talk about the story so that I could connect with others who had gone through similar things in the past. It was me who used the trauma to connect with others and say, I get it, me too, I totally understand. All the while, I felt like I didn't understand myself, but I had this connection because it's me that longed for the connection with others, that longed for the connection within myself, and I found it through holding on to the trauma and the story of my past and others who had wronged or hurt me. It was me that had the power to allow myself to be set free. You have that same power within you. What I realized is I didn't have others who believed in me. And if others didn't believe in me, why should I believe in me? I believed what they believed. That you needed to hold on to that there wasn't a way out of that because they weren't out of it. And if they weren't out of it, how in the world could I have believed that I could get out of it? Look around. I began to believe that it wasn't possible. I began to believe that I wasn't capable. There was no way that I wasn't able to do the things that I hadn't seen others do. And when I looked around and I saw who in my life is living life the way that I desire to live it, the way that I intend to live it, the way that I wish I could live it, the way that I dream of living it, being free from the story, rewriting a story, having come through that and come out of it, and finally believe it's me. I believe in me. I believe in myself. Despite what others say, despite what I've been through, despite what the past should say about me and where I am in life, how can I rewrite all this? And if I don't know anyone else has figured it out, it's got to be me. It's got to be me that figures it out for me. Because I didn't feel like I had anywhere I could go or anyone I could talk to say, how did you do it? Please guide me. And they would say, well, just do this. This is what I did. This is the book that I read. This is the meditation that I listened to. This is the affirmation that I just said to myself every night. I realized it's me. And there was a moment of fear, many moments of fear, where I realized I'd have to let go of everything I'd been clinging on to. If I don't have fear-based stories to share, what do I have to share? What do I have to say? And if I don't have anything to say, how can I connect? How can I be there? What will be there? If that's not there, because that's all that I feel like I've been through. That's all that I feel like there is to me. So if I let go of that, what is left? What is there to me? And what would I have to say about it? And there's a moment of realization where you feel like I'll have nothing to say if I don't have that to say. And if I let go of that, what's left? And a moment of awareness in the it's me and the shedding and the coming to and the belief in all of that. I realized if I let go of that story, those labels, that past, that means there's nothing left. Or the flip side, that means there's anything. A clean slate, a blank canvas, a new beginning, a new paradigm, a new lens to live your life through. One that I could truly call mine and not have to paint over a painting that's already been painted. Receiving a new canvas, a blank canvas, and having every color and every brush and any and everything you could need to create this thing that you wanted to create, to build on a newly poured foundation. The moment where when I realized it's me, that I didn't have nothing, I had everything. And you have that too. We all have it. Letting go of the story that I'd have nothing to show for all that I had been through, for everything I'd gone through. A moment of awakening, awareness, and realization that that's actually what brought me to this moment where I finally heard those two little words, it's me. Those two empowering words. And feeling and connecting to the power within me through those two little words. The moment that that switch was flipped, that went from it's me It's all my fault. This is all because of me, to it's me. It is me that gets to rewrite the story. It is me that gets to choose what stroke, what to paint, what color, how I want it to look, what I want it to say. It's me. And I have the power to choose. And I can choose to hold on to what serves me. I can choose to let go. I can choose to release what doesn't. I have the power. It's me. It's me that has the power. It's me that has the faith. It's me that has the hope. It's me that has the trust in better things to come. There was power in the transformation of receiving those two words. Those two words had been trying to come in for a very long time, but I blocked them. I stopped them. I didn't allow myself to receive the message that they were trying to send me. There's power in healing. There's power in transformation. There's power in removing those old stories, those labels of what you've been through and who you are, the limited, skewed version of who you are because of what others benefited from you believing. And the delayering of those old beliefs, those old paradigms that were never mine, the shedding, the releasing, the transforming from them. A beautiful life awaits you when you connect to that thing, those words within you, and they may be different from mine. Those are mine because I'm me. It's me. And I get the incredible, wonderful, beautiful experience of guiding people within themselves to connecting what is there for them, to what's been there, what's been waiting quietly, patiently for them to finally receive their own message of truth, their own words, the words that are the truth for them that will set them free. And that from that moment, change everything. It is available to you. The only question is, when are you ready? When do you want it? And are you willing to go through what you're already experiencing, fear, worry, doubt, wonder, to get to that thing that you deeply long for and desire? When you're ready for that, I would love to connect. Until then, I hope you have received this message and found you wherever it is that you are today.